Hey, Johnny, who is providing the burgers at the Real Talk Pond Hockey Classic?
Our friends at Dairy Queen.
That's right. The DQs of Northwest Edmonton and Sherwood Park. Amazing partners at the Real Talk Pond Hockey Classic and long time since day one. Walking the walk with us right here on Real Talk. In our final episode of every week, they give you a chance to basically air out your hottest takes. That's right. This is what's been pissing off real life, real talkers through this week. It's the Flamethrower, presented by the DQs of Northwest Edmonton and Sherwood Park. This one from Tonie, who says, Jespo, I've been listening to you since the very beginning, and this is the very first time that I've ever sent you an email because I can't hold the anger inside. Really? She says, from Wyatt Sharp on the 20th of January, a smart, knowledgeable, unbiased reporter, to Derek fucking Fildebrandt, the grifter of all grifts. And I've always said that we need to hear from all sides of the political spectrum, but honest to Jesus, can we please have someone that's more objective than Derek Fildebrandt? The guy with no ethics and no shame. The one-time MLA that double-dipped with his taxpayer-subsidized apartment, double-dipped expenses, hit and run a neighbor's vehicle. The guy that was kicked out of the United Conservative Party because of his bad behavior and started the Freedom Conservative Party and didn't do shit. Just another party where patriots can go unite and fly their Confederate flags. Where are they now? Oh, they all work at the rag called the Western Standard. You know, the rag that gets money from the UCP to spew their bullshit and yet scream that the CBC needs to be defunded. His take on everything during your discussion was off base. Woke bullshit on land acknowledgements? What? Obviously, he just doesn't get that it's a sign of respect and acknowledging how Indigenous people were treated. He is so disingenuous. What an asshole. And everything he says is bullshit. My morning poop, says Tonie, had more substance than that whole debacle. I didn't need that line in there. I didn't need that one. But Tonie says, but I still love you and I'll continue listening, but honest to God, I was really pissed off. Tonie, that's cool. You don't have to agree with everything that you hear on here, but like Derek Fildebrandt's Western Standard was booted out of a press event, and the Canadian Association of Journalists is calling it out, and, you know, Real Talk goes where other people won't go. So there you go. Sorry, not sorry. Thanks for sticking around since the beginning. Love ya. No more talk about your morning poops. Deal? Deal. How about this one from Anna Banana, who says, Jespo, when I seen that every premier was meeting to discuss a Team Canada approach, I was pleased until I learned our premier was not there. I was so pissed off. The fact that Danielle Smith would rather kiss ass and sell out to Trump than support our country is bullshit. That from Anna Banana. How about this one from KP, who says, Johnny, buckle up, you're in the crosshairs here.
Oh.
I swear to God, Ryan, these liberals, dippers, Easterners, greenies, you and Johnny are fake in your love for Canada. What? It's such an about face when it comes to Team Canada. We pit our provinces against the better interests of the country. We sow division, you know, thanks to Justin Trudeau. He called Canada the first post-national state with no real identity. The same provinces that stand in the way of pipelines to Tidewater, pipelines that don't enter the United States, refinery development in Canada, reduction in interprovincial trade restrictions, the capping of production, want Albertans to roll over. They want to kill our oil, grain, and our livestock exports. All this because we won't do border security. We won't spend 2% on the military. We won't stop drug trafficking. We won't defend the North. And we won't stop the 83% of all U.S. customs encounters with people on the terror watch list. If we cut off our oil exports, he goes on to say Canada could effectively commit economic suicide, not to mention all the provinces that get billions of dollars from Alberta, but they'll never help us build pipelines. For that, I'm happy that Danielle Smith flipped the bird to the Eastern fucks, says KP. Turn line 5 off and let them freeze, says KP. Kind of reminiscent of, wasn't that the Eastern bastards, let them freeze in the dark if we're going back to the 80s? KP says if there was a tombstone for the Liberal Party, it would read no economic sense. They didn't sign generational deals with the EU and Japan for LNG. They're begging for our gas, and Justin, the economic genius, said no. He says, I just want to point this out in closing. National pride in Canada is an all-time low. People in my generation, the under 40s, says KP, are greater than 50-50 to vote for Canada to be the 51st state. Bullshit. Anyway, back to KP. He says the number gets higher the younger polled. I just find it funny the people that hated Canada a month ago are now wrapping themselves around the flag, wanting war with the Americans. He says, I'm military aged. A lot of these people aren't. Everybody wants a war, but when it's your son or daughter in the body bag, do you still... What are we talking about?
We're going to a lot of places
want
here.
He says, fuck them all. Alberta needs to look after itself. It's doing Canada's work and it's getting shit on. Canada's weak and it starts at the top. That from KP.
Have a great weekend, KP.
I don't even know. What does that have to do with us? And when did we do the about face? We've always loved Canada.
I love this country.
We love setting the table for your hot takes every Friday, courtesy of our friends at the DQs of Northwest Edmonton and Sherwood Park. Make sure to visit them in Palisades, Namao, Newcastle, Westmount, and Baseline Road. Have an incredible weekend. I can't wait to see you if you're going to be at the Chamber Ball Saturday night, the hottest ticket in town, the golden ticket. We'll tell you all about it on Monday when we're back. Thanks, everybody, and make sure, be good to one another.